Robert A. Fox is the chairman and chief executive officer of RAF Industries. Bob grew up in the Philadelphia area. He graduated from the University of Pennsylvania in 1952. At Penn, he majored in economics. And he played Penn football on a team led by the legendary Coach George Munger. Before founding RAF in 1979, Bob served as chief executive officer of Warner Company. While at Warner, he completed more than 24 acquisitions. He grew a startup business into a national, publicly traded management firm. At RAF, Bob has invested in more than 24 companies, with holdings ranging from manufacturing and service businesses to emerging technologies and retail enterprises. As he states on the company's website, RAF's ultimate goal is not a predetermined rate of return, but the development of world-class companies. In addition to his own businesses, Bob has served on the boards of Safeguard Scientifics, Prime Bank, and other companies. He has mentored literally dozens of people who are today themselves leaders in business and finance. In 2004, many of his business associates came together to honor him. Dubbing themselves the original Fox Scholars, they presented him with a signed proclamation that celebrated his stellar example of determination, unwavering commitment to doing things the right way, and extraordinary success in all matters personal and professional. Outside business life, Bob has served as a trustee of the University of Pennsylvania. He has also served on the boards of the Wistar Institute, the Foreign Policy Research Institute, and North Philadelphia's Jesu Elementary School. With his wife, Penny, Bob has been a major and generous philanthropist. The University of Pennsylvania is just one of the recipients of their tremendous generosity. Bob and Penny Fox have donated tens of millions of dollars and endowed many professorships and programs, including the Robert A. Fox Leadership Program. Founded in 1999, the Fox Leadership Program is now the nation's premier undergraduate leadership and service learning program. At more than 80 years young, Bob still can't wait to get to work each day. He loves to travel, paint, play golf, and mentor young associates. As he emphasizes in the interview, he feels lucky to have had such a wonderful life. Of course, it is we who are lucky to have in Mr. Robert A. Fox a man whose enormous generosity is a reflection of the deep and abiding wisdom and goodness that he has modeled for us all. Putting people first, finding your passion, succeeding the right way. These are Bob's main lessons in leadership and life. And as he reminds us, you don't need to be a straight-A student to be a great leader or to lead a good life.
I think the secret of success is passion. I think if you don't have passion for what you're doing, if you don't like what you're doing, if you don't love what you're doing, then it's a shame. I just feel sorry for people like that because they're going through life and they're not getting the thrills out of life that they should be getting. So if you have a passion for what you're doing, it's really easy. I mean, you can't wait to get to work. You're thinking about what you're going to do in a positive way. I mean, I look around at my friends who are retired, and they're all envious because they'd all like to be back in business doing something. They don't want to work full time, but they want to do something. And I'm in such a wonderful position at this stage of life that I don't have to work full time either, but I love what I'm doing. And if I gave it up, I'd really be giving up a great love, and I don't want to do that. Yeah, my diversion is I do paint, and I do abstracts. And some people have told me they're okay. They're pretty good. I'm a doodler. That's how I became a painter. So I'm doodling, and a friend of mine who's an artist, she said, well, you should make an art form out of that. I said, come on. She said, come on over to my house. And I went over there, and we worked with acrylics, and she showed me what she thought I could do. And I started painting. And so if you go to my office, I have an opportunity to show off my painting. So my office is my gallery, and some people give me nice comments, and it was just fun to do it. It's fun to paint. In addition to that, I'm a pretty good supporter of the Philadelphia teams. I really think I like the Phillies. I like the fact that that young team came and they did what they accomplished, and which was great. And I'm a big college fan, and I enjoy college basketball, college football, college lacrosse. I enjoy all the things, and I enjoy Penn, and I enjoy what Penn brings to the game. The Penn Park just amazes me. I think what Penn has done athletically is spectacular. You know, I've always said to our people, just do things the right way. I mean, it's not, you don't have to be a genius. You don't have to be unique. Just do it the right way. What you think is right, I'm sure in most cases right. If you have our philosophy, and our philosophy at RAF is one of, let the world live and we will get our share. We're not worried about it. And it's been very successful. We've had great success with the companies we've acquired. Our whole philosophy in buying companies is we buy people. We're every company we buy, we have to really feel good about the individuals or people running that company, because they're going to run the company when RAF buys it. We're not going to change the company. We're just going to help them run a better company. And we bought some great companies with great people, and we built incredible relationships. Once a year, we bring all our people together and we take them to a spot like Hershey, Pennsylvania. And last year we had maybe 100 people there, our people from RAF and the top management, and then our bankers and people who are involved with us in the business. And we talked to them about how important a team we are and how we work together and how important life is if you do it the right way and how you can enjoy life doing it the right way. And we're not like a normal private equity firm because we don't have any outside investors. So we don't have to raise money outside. We don't have to listen to people outside. I mean, we do, but we don't have to. And we do the right thing. And as a result, when we go to buy companies, we're a great buyer because the sellers realize that nobody's telling us how to run the business. For long-term holders, we don't try to buy the company and flip it in 5 years. We do sometimes, but it's not by design. And we have a great finance arrangement with our banks so that our banks all work. We have one line with all the banks together. We don't have to get financing for every deal. So we say to the seller, listen, there's no financing contingencies. And they're very excited about that. So I think we have a great home for people who want to continue to build a business. And the amazing thing about our history has been that the people that we've bought out and running the companies who previously ran them are working harder for us than they ever worked for themselves. And they're doing things for us that they wouldn't have done for themselves because they want to win for us. And we're thrilled to have those kind of people. My father was a unique guy. He came out of the Depression. He never went bankrupt. He lost everything, but he never went bankrupt. And he eventually paid the people back over the years who he owed money to. And he was a very successful entrepreneur. And he taught me how to do things the right way. And I learned more over the dinner table. My brother Dick and I learned more there than we ever learned in school. And we learned from him the principles of doing things the right way. And he was a very principled guy, and he made us realize that how important that was. And if you're going to win, it's only fun if you win the fair way. It's no fun to win if you take advantage of people. I mean, that's not what life's all about. And he taught us that. And so he was an unbelievable influence on my life. Yeah, very, very special person. George Munger was an incredible human being. I mean, he was obviously a good football coach. He had a very good staff. He had a great line coach, Ray Crothers, a great end coach, Paul Riblett. He had really good coaches. But George was so special and unique, and you understood with George, it was not about just winning. It was about winning the right way. And George Munger, a great story with George Munger is that we were playing Michigan, and Michigan was at halftime. I think the score was 7-7, and they started the coaches brought everybody in the locker room, and we were reviewing where we were, and George Munger never showed up, and they're waiting 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and no George, and they start the review, and then George comes waltzing in, and he's got a smile on his face. He says, "That Michigan band's the best band I've ever heard," and you realized how he approached the world and what he did, and he made people feel very comfortable. He relieved the pressure. And he was very successful. Uh, so he was a great guy. He was really special. I've been lucky enough to become associated with some really super people and young people who really I knew were going to be very successful. And we were lucky enough to have them be part of the RAF group. As an example, Rick Horowitz, who's now president of RAF, is a spectacular young. I mean, he's not a young man anymore. He's 50 years old, but he's really smart, and he has great people skills, and he understands the right way to do it, and he does it the right way. And I'm thrilled to have him really the chief operating officer of our company. At one time, we had Steve Graham, who's a very successful entrepreneur, private equity firm, raised a lot of money, been very successful. Steve was the first one to work for me, looking for deals, and he was terrific. And he has really matured and grown and become very successful. John Shoemaker, who's a terrific guy, and his dad, Al Shoemaker, was the chairman of the board of Penn, and I knew Al, and Al said to me one day, my son John's a lawyer. He's really not happy. He'd really like to get into the deal business. You have any ideas? And I said, have him come see me. And I met John, and I said, oh, this guy's terrific. So John came with me, and he was absolutely the best you could get. And when he left, he recommended another young man, Andy Souter, who works for us now, who's in charge of our acquisition program, I've just been really lucky to get a really great group of young people. And those people, I mean, we've had Steve and John have gone on to be extremely successful as private equity people. And I think part of what they learned at RAF helped them a lot. So it's been very rewarding for me, really. I've been very happy to see them succeed. When I created the Fox Leadership Program, I said to Judy Roden, who was the president at the time, I said, Judy, I want to create a program that makes students want to come to Penn rather than Princeton, that makes students want to come to Penn rather than Harvard. I want to create something that is meaningful so meaningful that they'll take that in consideration when they make their college decision. And I was so lucky to get John DiIulio. I mean, I couldn't have prayed for anybody better. He's been incredible. And without John, we wouldn't have a program. We'd have spent the money, but we never would have created the kind of results and the kind of future we're creating for this program. So I just want to get that on the record, how thrilled I am, how pleased I am with what John has done. I am really lucky. I know that. I met this beautiful young girl when she was 13 years old, and I was 15, and it was kind of love at first sight, although we didn't date for very long together. And then when I went to Dartmouth before I came to Penn for 2 years, and I invited Penny to come up to Dartmouth, and we started to go steady. And I'll never forget, she came up for a winter carnival, and a good friend of mine, after all the girls went home, he said, Bob, that's the prettiest girl I've ever seen. She's not only the prettiest, she's the nicest. She really is. She's smart, and she's tough, and she's a great mom. And I admire her. I mean, she's really special, and I'm very lucky to have her, and I know that. I don't want her to know that, but I know that. And every day I get up and I look at her and I say, wow, am I lucky? I always said, just do the right thing. I think uh, most people understand what the right thing is. And I think also treat people well. If you treat people well, they're gonna respond, and you're gonna have success as a result of treating them well. And the third thing is understand your limitations. Understand what you can and can't accomplish. I'm not saying that you should limit yourself, and you should really have you should have the dreams. You should try to fulfill the dreams. But at certain points in life, you have to realize that this is all I can do, and I can't do more without creating some big problems. So, and I would say that be positive. I mean, you have to really believe that you're going to succeed. And I've always, irrespective of what's happened, I've always believed that I was going to win. And a lot of times you do win. I mean, that's the great thing about believing in it. And the last thing is, I think the most important thing is recognize what's important in life and realize the things in your life that are really important. I mean, if your family isn't number one, you're kind of confused, and you take it from there. There's a great thrill and pleasure in helping other people and feeling you're helping and doing things that you know are beneficial long term for people. And I don't understand people who don't give. I mean, they're in this kind. I know in charities I'm involved in, there are people who give and there are people who don't give, and it's a shame for the people who don't give. They never get the thrill that you get out of giving and having people receive and feel good about it. I think it's a very simple thing to do. It's not hard. So and my children say the same thing. They say, "Dad, listen, we don't need. You've given us enough. Give to something else that's more important than us." And there's nothing more important to them. But I know what they mean, and I've been very lucky. I've just been extremely fortunate. Here I am, at this stage of life, feeling good, having a great company, being able to go to work every day. I mean, that's pretty exciting. I was kind of a jock in college. I played football at Penn, and I loved playing football, and I loved being part of the team. And I learned a lot about people and getting things done through people as a team, and that became very important to me as I went further into the business world. And I had great economics professors at Penn, and I really enjoyed it and realized that that's what I really wanted to do in that field. And it was just a great experience for me at Penn. And it was a great feeling of camaraderie with the guys on the football team and with the fraternity brothers. And it was just a great spot to really grow up and not have a worry in the world, not have a responsibility in the world. It was just, you realize what a great time of life that is. I mean, that's the best time ever. When I think of students going to undergraduate, I think they should taste the water. I think they should take all the things that they don't think they want to do and make sure they don't want to do them and take courses which are hard and they won't get A's in maybe, but they'll learn something that they wouldn't otherwise learn. So I'm a great believer you're in a liberal arts school, take advantage of it and take all the courses and see what appeals to you, because you might be shocked to find out that it's something that you didn't really think was something that was really your style, but it turns out to be just what you love. So I think you should take advantage of the opportunity. That's all. Everybody is so grade oriented and they think that their future depends on whether they get good grades rather than what they learn and walk away from, and they find out later they were wrong, but unfortunately then it's too late to redo it. But I can say for myself, when I went to college, I was such a jock. I wasn't that interested in anything except economics, and that was silly. I mean, there's so many courses that I should have taken in philosophy and in the liberal arts that I didn't take that would have really broadened me and made me a better human being. And that's what it's all about.